Hi, thanks for popping in. I'm Daryl, and welcome to Frankly Supreme Cookery. Tonight's meal, I'm going to be doing a dish called Picadillo, and I actually got this recipe from a good friend on Facebook, Lunette. Thank you very much for giving me this recipe. And Lunette, by the way, is one of the most beautiful Latinas I've ever seen. Now, this recipe has 2 pounds of meat. I've got ground beef and I have ground pork. It also has some diced potatoes, red bell pepper, onions and jalapeno, peas, corn, carrots, green olives with pimento, and some fire roasted tomatoes. And it also has a tomato sauce that I like to use from El Pato, and it's a tomato sauce that's pretty spicy. If you don't like spicy, just use regular tomato sauce. And the ingredients, the dry ingredients, I have them all mixed in here, consists of cumin, chili powder, garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, dried oregano, and this is a dried Mexican oregano. I really love Mexican oregano over any other. It has such a good taste. Salt and pepper. It's also going to have a beef stock in it as well. So what I'm going to start to do when we come back is start to sear the meat, and we'll put all the other ingredients in. I'm doing it in the Instant Pot, so it's not going to be in here more than 7 or 8 minutes. So it's going to go pretty quickly. So we'll be back in a second. Okay, so now I'm going to get the meat in, and I'm just going to take my 2 pounds of ground beef and pork, total of 2 pounds. This is going to be a meal and some leftovers. I'm going to break it up a bit. And I'm just going to brown the meat until it's almost, it's no longer pink. Hopefully that's the goal. And we'll go from there. Yeah, it looks like a lot of meat, but okay. Now this is the first time I'm actually doing this recipe. I actually, again, I think I said in the previous segment that I got this recipe from a good friend, Lunette, and I checked some other recipes as well. I'm going to let this sit there and brown for a bit. I checked some other recipes as well, and there were some things that were different that people added in or didn't add in. So I decided to make my own little version of this, and what I did add is the peas, the corn. I think that's the only thing different that I didn't see. I like peas and corn, and when I look at the ingredients, it almost reminds me of a shepherd pie. Of course, the shepherd pie has mashed potato. This is the diced potato in here. It kind of has all the ingredients of a shepherd's pie, but this is the Latin version, and you serve it over rice. Okay, so this is going to take a bit to, it looks like, to brown up. I've got it on saute and on a high mode. So instead of boring you and talking, we'll come back in a few minutes once it's almost done. Hey, welcome back. Okay, let's get a shot of the Instant Pot. All the meat has browned, and now I'm going to really start to put this rest of this together pretty much really quickly. I've got 1 onion, I've got 2 jalapenos that are seeded and ribbed out, so it's not so hot. In fact, probably not hot at all, because I took the seeds and the ribs out, and that's where the heat lives. So I'm going to mix this all in together, as well as throw in all the seasonings all in at one time. I want those seasonings to get into the beef and into the onions and the jalapenos. Just stir this around. Oh, it smells really good in here. You know, onions and jalapenos and seasoning and meat. I mean, I could just probably dig right in here and eat all of this. Okay, now I'm going to throw in everything. So I got the potatoes. I got the bell pepper, the red bell pepper. I've got carrots. I've got roasted corn. I've got the manzanita olives, which is the green olives and stuffed with pimentos. I'm going to save the peas at the last minute because these are frozen peas, and frozen peas are fine. I don't want to put them in now. They'll get like this very light colored shade of green, which I don't want. I'm going to put in the tomatoes, tomato sauce, and the beef broth. Okay, I'll let that settle in there for a bit. Okay, I'm gonna mix these things together for a few minutes, and I'm not gonna bore you with this at all. And then we'll be back in a minute or two. Okay, toodaloo, and see you in a bit. All right, we're down to the last couple of steps. So I put everything into the pot, every ingredient with the exception of the peas. I'm gonna put that at the last minute because I really want them to stay nice and bright and green. So I'm gonna take it off the saute mode. I'm gonna use the bean and chili mode. Why? Because look inside the pot and it almost looks like a bean and chili kind of consistency. If I was to put this on the regular high pressure, I might get an error, a burn error, because it's not enough liquid. So when you put it on the bean and chili or the meat and the stew, the pressure is somehow different, so you don't get that error and everything cooks really well. Okay, so bean and chili, and I'm only gonna cook, whoops, sorry, messed up there. Bean and chili. The time is only gonna be, I'm gonna put it in for 10 minutes, that's it, 10. Okay, and I'm gonna put the lid on. It's locked, sealed, and start. So it's probably going to take 10 or 15 minutes to come up to pressure. It's gonna cook at the bean and chili pressure mode for about for 10 minutes, and then it's going to take about 15 minutes to go through the natural release. So you have another maybe 25-30 minutes before it's all done. And we'll be back to see the result later. I'll add the peas. I have some fresh cilantro that I'm going to top it with, and we'll see how it turns out. See you back in a bit. Okay, so after the 10 minutes, and I took the lid off after it naturally released, I felt it needed a little bit more time, so I put it back in for another 10 minutes. And here we are right now. So I'm going to put in the peas. Give that a little stir, because I love peas. I love peas. Donnie loves peas too.
I do.
He loves peas more than I do, but I think it also looks great in the bowl. So I'm now going to plate it, and I already made a little bowl of rice. And you know, normally, I won't say normally, but I guarantee you this is not going to be the only bowl that we're going to have tonight. We'll have probably 2 of these, if not 3. This is a small bowl. Ooh, that looks good. Okay. And I'm going to top it off. Can we get these bowls here, Donnie?
Mm-hmm.
Over here? Yep. Again, let's put some cilantro on top. I love cilantro. Donnie loves cilantro.
I do.
Okay. So, Donnie put the fork over there, so hold on. I'm going to give it a taste, and we'll see how it is. It does smell good, that's for sure. It's probably really hot. This is the first time I've ever made this, but I really want to thank you, Lunette, for posing this recipe my way, sending it my way. Ooh, it's got a bite to it. That's really nice. Ooh, it's hot right in my hand. That's really, really good. It reminds me, believe it or not, of a shepherd's pie in a different way. Because it has all the ingredients of a shepherd's pie, except it's over rice. Ooh, that's good. We're gonna really love this. Okay, thanks for joining in. Please subscribe, like, and share, and we'll see you next time. Take care.